Hi, FlossTube friends. This is Tina Frazier coming to you from Columbus, Ohio. Today is Sunday, May 3rd at approximately 9:25 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm coming to you tonight with a little bit of a FlossTube interlude, and this is more of a Black Needle Society Stitching at Downton Seasons 3 and 4 virtual retreat wrap up. So thank you very much for stopping by. I should have recorded this before Mom and I headed up to Warren, Ohio this weekend for our spring stitch-in retreat, but I didn't get a chance to do any of the follow-up for the Black Needle Society Stitching at Downton retreat. That happened last weekend, the last weekend in April. So we have the Stitching at Downton retreat. Here is the schedule that we were following. You're not going to be able to read a lot of this, but it started Wednesday, April 22nd, and went until Sunday, April 26th. So it was basically 3.5 full days. Well, technically 4 full days if you include Wednesday. But we had a very lovely stitching event going on. If you're not familiar, the Black Needle Society is a mother-daughter group who curates subscription boxes, quarterly subscription boxes that you can sign up for on their website, theblackneedlesociety.com. And they curate a bunch of items based on a theme for the boxes that they send you every quarter or so. And they've also done 2 versions of a virtual retreat. They started with Hogwarts, which is a Harry Potter themed virtual retreat, and that went over like gangbusters. I don't know exactly when that one got started, but not being a Harry Potter fan, I never really signed up for that one. But they were doing a virtual retreat every year for that. And I want to say they're on iteration 6 or 7 of that retreat in a box. I could be wrong about that. But the virtual retreat for that is over a series of days, and you participate by joining in Zoom sessions and different Facebook Lives and stash dives and all kinds of stuff. So for Stitching at Downton, last year was the first one that they held, and it was for Downton Abbey seasons 1 and 2. So basically, the premise for the weekend is you signed up for the box ahead of time, and then throughout the rest of the year up until early April, they curate a bunch of items based on the Downton Abbey series of show that is, you can find, I think it used to be on PBS. I'm not really sure, but I was able to watch it on Amazon Prime, which is where I've been rewatching the Downton Abbey series. And this year was year 2, or seasons 3 and 4. Last year was seasons 1 and 2. And I signed up last year after I attended seasons 1 and 2 and had a blast with it the whole weekend. But anyway, we received our boxes about 2 weeks ago. I received my box, I think, on Monday or Tuesday of that week before the retreat. And I did an unboxing on my last FlossTube video showing you the items that came in the box, because I knew I wasn't going to be able to do it that Wednesday night because it was just crazy busy. But anyway, so the retreat officially kicked off at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central. Kate and her mom are actually in the Central Time zone, so they kicked it off at 7 p.m. Central Time, which was 8 p.m. my time. And so at 8 p.m. on Wednesday night, the 22nd of April, I sat down in front of my laptop in the living room where I was going to stitch and have fun. And I joined the Welcome to Downton Facebook Live event. And throughout the weekend, they had scheduled which episodes to watch for an hour stitching session. And for each stitching session that you participated in and posted your progress after an hour, your name got put into basically raffles and different things throughout the weekend. I was participant number 79, in the entire group. They have, right before the retreat started, they put everybody's name on a number, and that was your number to listen for throughout the whole weekend for raffles and drawings for different things that they were giving away. It included flosses and project bags and um, fabric and projects and patterns and just different things, needle minders and scissor fobs and all kinds of neat little things that you can use for stitching and to add to your stash. So throughout the weekend, I think I ended up with 3 raffle prizes. So that's going to be kind of fun. I don't know when those will be showing up, but hopefully they'll be showing up soon. It's been about a week now since the retreat ended, and I'm looking forward to getting those items in the mail. So once I do get those in the mail, I will share with you that the prizes that I won during the Black Needle Society retreat. But I did want to come to you today with a little bit of a retreat wrap up. There was 1 or 2 stitching sessions that I ended up not participating in. Saturday, there was a stitching session that I kind of thought was at a different time, and I thought I could make it, but we were actually out of the house at that point in time. And there was also one on Sunday, I believe, that I kind of skipped out on stitching as well. So there were 2 sessions that I ended up skipping out stitching. So the piece, we had the option, so with the schedule, these dark orange squares or rectangles are the stitching sessions, and each stitching session, sorry, words are hard, had a prompt related to what was happening in that episode for Downton Abbey. And so you had the option of picking projects from your WIP pile to stitch on for those prompts, or you could stitch penalty stitches, or you could be like me and stitch on the I Am a Custodian Stitching a Downton project that has been designed by Kate Landis, who is the daughter in the Black Needle Society duo. So this was last year's seasons 1 and 2 pattern, I Am a Custodian. It is the Highclere Castle, and it is the middle of the pattern. There's going to be 4 patterns in 4 pattern parts in this set. So part 1 was Highclere Castle and the quote from Robert Crawley, the dad. And anyway, a lot of people have finished part 1. They finished it last year. Quite a few people actually finished it during the retreat. I didn't get very far. I only got part of the castle done. But part 2, this is part 2, came out this year, and it included the chauffeur, Mr. Branson, and the kitchen staff, including Daisy and Mrs. Patmore. And then this is Anna and Mr. Bates. And then up here is the entire family at the dinner table. Here's Robert, Edith. I believe that might be Sybil. And well, anyway, it's the 4 girls of Downton Abbey, including the cousin and Cora. So they're eating at the dinner table. So for this year, you could use stitching on any of the additional part 2 parts of the retreat pattern to count for your stitches. And you didn't have to change. All you have to do was work on this part. But you couldn't work on part 1. That was considered doing penalty stitches. It was only what was released as part 2. Unfortunately, because I didn't get part 1 finished last year, and I haven't worked on it really since last year, I had gotten some of the castle done down here, so I actually worked out to this corner here, got a little bit of the border here underneath and to the side of the castle, so I could get to work on this bottom section right here. So let me go ahead and show you what I worked on before I tell you my goals. Did I pull it out? No. So my Stitching a Downton bag is in my Garon Toten Bags Downton Abbey project bag. And I put this in here last year, kind of forgetting that I had it. But anyway, I am stitching this on a piece of, do I still have the card? I don't know if I still have the card. And I don't know if it's still on here. But this is a piece of Grace Notes fabric. And I can't remember the name of it. So if you remember, if you've watched my video, and you might remember what I said the fabric was, just let me know down below. And so, as I said, I had not finished my castle for the Stitching at Downton retreat from last year. So you can see where I had got to. And I had to, Wednesday night, I had to come down over here and stitch the border right here and a little bit of the grass and the bottom border across underneath the castle, so I could get over and work on the car with the chauffeur in the lower corner. And this is basically the bottom part of the piece. The side border goes up from here, and then there's a bottom border that goes between the tires of the car. So that's basically the bottom of the stitched piece. So I have a lot of catching up to do for next year. So you're going to be seeing this come out more towards the end of this year and everything like that. This is a piece of 40 count Grace Notes fabric. I'm not sure what the color is. It's very soft, and I am stitching this 1/1 full cross. So it stitches very fast. So, but let me show you the car. So you can see the brickwork and all that in the car. And the detail in the car. And you can also see the outline where Branson is going to go. But that is where I'm at on the Stitching at Downton piece. Let me get this put away so I can give you, oh, and here's the needle minder. So last year's needle minder was this one. It is the Dowager Countess that says, "What is a weekend?" And then this one is Mr. Bates as a felon for the murder of his wife. And the caption underneath it says "Free Bates," because that's what happens in episodes 3 and 4, or seasons 3 and 4, is Mr. Bates goes to jail for the murder of his wife. He's eventually exonerated, but he goes to jail for the murder of his wife. And Anna and everybody else is trying desperately to free him. So that is my progress for the Stitching at Downton retreat. It was a lot of fun, you guys. I don't know when the next the next box for the Stitching at Downton will come out. I imagine they're going to be announcing it when they pick the dates for next year. Mom from Black Needle Society, she needs to look at her schedule to find out when their spring break falls, so she can kind of coordinate her their time with doing the retreat. The Stitching at Downton retreat is a lot smaller than the Hogwarts retreat that they do, but it's all online, so you don't have to worry about going anywhere. You can stay home. You can dress up. They have different dress up things. They have what are called stash dives. The stash dives, basically, they tell you, go to your room. And then you go to one room in your house, and they basically, after they talk to you for about 10 minutes, they release the scavenger hunt list, and then you have like 30 minutes to find objects either in patterns or on fabric or floss colors or floss names or whatever, and anything in your stash. Then you upload pictures of them and caption them, and you win prizes and stuff you can potentially win prizes and stuff based on the amount of points that you accumulate for your stash dive. The other thing that they do is they do what's called a digital dive, or window shopping, as they also like to call it, where some of the sessions, instead of looking at your own stash, you go online and they give you a list of items that you have to search for. Usually they pick one character, and the shopping list for that character can have anywhere from 6 to 12 items on it. And to get the 60 points for that shopping list, you have to find all of the items, and they can either be specific named items, specific objects, or different things that you have to look for. And then they have 1, 5, and 10 point objects that you can also search for. And for each one of those that you find, you get that point. So say, if you find 5 green floss colors, all different, like what 500, 501, 502, 503, 504, you get 5 points for that because it's 5 different green flosses. So you can accumulate points that way, or you can just take the time and do the search for the specific character's shopping list and stuff. I kind of concentrated on the character shopping list. They can be, oh, sorry about that. They can be kind of difficult, but yeah, it's a lot of fun, and they still give you about a half hour to search online to find those and get the screenshots together. So it's a lot of fun. We had a really good time. I really enjoyed myself. So for the entire stitching retreat, the last week, I worked on the I Am a Custodian piece, and for that, I stitched 1,527 stitches from Wednesday night through Sunday. I only really stitched 60 stitches, oh, excuse me, on Sunday because I was kind of tired. And you had to stitch in increments of 25. So every 25 stitches, you got 1 point for participating in there. So I kind of put in 30 stitches twice on Sunday for 60 stitches total, just so I could get at least 1 point for each of the stitching sessions. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, but I was kind of really burnt out on that. And yeah, so the stitching at Downton Retreat was a heck of a lot of fun, and I really, 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 really enjoyed it. So I encourage you to go to the Black Needle Society website over the next couple of months to see if you're interested in participating next year, to see when they put up the information to request Black Needle, the Stitching at Downton Seasons 5 and 6. So we've been advised there are 4 total parts of the pattern, which means there's 2 more virtual stitching retreats planned. So we assume that next year is going to be seasons 5 and 6. And then the last one is going to be the 3 Downton Abbey movies that have come out. So we're expecting the patterns to be related to the episodes in seasons 5 and 6. And then the next retreat in 2 years to be, oh, excuse me, to be based on the 3 Downton Abbey movies. So that is what we expect. Things could change between now and then. It really just depends on what goes on with Black Needle Society and the mom and daughter. So anyway, I will put the information, the link to the Black Needle Society website down below, so you can be advised when they do put up the Stitching at Downton retreat box for seasons 5 and 6 for next year. So I'm looking forward to attending. It should be a lot of fun, and I'm really glad I signed up to do this. It's been a lot of fun, and I'm really enjoying just kind of hanging out and being around quite a few people that I've gotten to know online over the years. So it's been a lot of fun, and I'm enjoying it immensely. So hopefully you will join us next year if you're so interested, and you can join in on the fun. I'd love to share with you, and I'd love to kind of be a friend, a virtual retreat friend with you next year. So look forward to that. That is all I have for you this video. I do have another update video to do with you for this past this weekend, just ending today. So be on the lookout for that other video. I'm going to try and get this one just briefly edited and uploaded. And we shall see you soon for the next retreat weekend that happened, just got ended today. So thank you very much for watching my Black Needle Society Stitching at Downton retreat wrap up, and we will catch you soon.